la botella que funda para gastarle. Esta noche tú y yo nos vivimos la película. Luce cámara, la acción después en mi recámara. En el duelo no se sabe quién ganará. Eso baila y baby. Ese seguro y retrocede. Que me encanta la manera en que tú lo mueves.
Solo pégate un poquito, mami, que yo quiero enseñarte lo que yo tengo para ti. Lo que tengo para ti. Sé que te va a encantar como meto yo.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Primetime Studios. Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil. Let's get these balloons out of the way. Yeah, I'm here. Here it is. Yeah, this is going to be for a good minute, so that's not going away.
This is good for multiple months. You could use this for my birthday, and obviously Pride Month is represented, so I love it.
It's all over the place. I was like, I let AI kind of run in control with it, and this is what you get. And I told you that balloon ain't going away anytime soon, man. But anyways, so my very, very condolences to everybody that has to deal with these balloons right now. But anyway, so I am Primetime Phil, and like always, our co-host and our other host, our host with the most, the Gametime, Bryan. Happy birthday, sir, man. Happy birthday, man. I appreciate you.
Happy birthday, man. Listen, it's one of those days where I'm glad it's here because it means I'm that much closer to retirement. But other than that, we move on. That's all what it's about. I mean, I appreciate it, though. Real quick, before we get started, Primetime Phil sent me 2 mugs, him and his better half. How about them Cowboys mug? There we go, everybody. Thank you so much, partner.
Yeah,
I
Jimbo.
appreciate it. You figure I would have got the clue when it says partner, but, I'm a little slow on the uptake sometimes. And,
Headache. Look, I got the comment going. I went and did a ghetto.
What?
I went and
It's
did it like...
working again.
No, it isn't working. I went with a whole different style. I have a whole display up here. I had to tell it to copy that display, and then I, deleted the black colors around it and stuff like that. I had to all get all fancy in order for it to work. But hey, there it is. Here it's working, and man, we're here. I wanted to talk Cowboys, but I think seeing this ahead of time, I wanted to obviously make this more about your birthday, and I appreciate you being able to come in on your birthday. We won't try to waste too much of your time. We'll talk some Cowboys, of course. And the good news today, obviously, I was able to send my itinerary to Gametime Bryan as I have booked my flight for Dallas now.
Yeah, we're good. We're locked and loaded. We are locked and loaded, and it's incredible because we got a lot of people, Phil, who says they're coming. Now we heard that last year, but this is a home game, so you're gonna have Lloyd there. He says he's coming. Randy McIntyre is coming. You got obviously James Nooks has already got his ticket to the game. Mark Holmes will be there.
I'll start looking at the game tickets as well. You know me.
Yeah, I think they came down slightly, but I think it's better that you do wait a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you got West Virginia Country Boy is already locked in.
And that'll be near my birthday time too.
Him and his grandson. Yes. Every year. It seems like we go every year. And I know there's a lot. Michael Ward's coming. So he already told me he's come. I got a bunch of people. I know I'm forgetting names right now, but and that's not counting the Cowboys Cave. We're going to be a part of a tailgate.
Oh, that's going to be awesome, man.
That's going to be fun. I did reach out. He hasn't gotten back to me, but this is his MO. I did reach out to Law Nation, and we were talking, but we're going to try and set something up, kind of like what we did before. But
he's a busy man. Yeah.
But he is a very busy man. So we'll see about that. But either way, thank you, football fanatic. Thanks, brother.
No, and honestly, I'm excited because I know Mike Tagg, I know Kelly K9. They have their own fan base, and Kelly, of course, likes to rouse some rivalries up as well too. So they like to shake things up and kind of combination. Yep. I love the guests that they have. I don't think the viewership is as great as it should be because they deserve so much more success in that sense. Because that's just a hell of a cast that's over there, and it's very, very entertaining. And again, I love the lineup that they bring.
He's got the connections, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, I want to give it more support. Obviously, I try to jump in when I can. But But the fact that we're going to be able to be there with them, I think that's a big thing because I live in Florida as well, like Mike Tag, and we're like what 2 to 3 hours away from each other. But that's still in Florida. You know how America is.
Yeah.
2 or 3 hours
That
away
might go down.
is quite a bit of a distance. You could do countries over there in Europe by that point. But anyways, Brian, I wanted to talk a little bit of Cowboys. I guess that's why we're here as well too, right? Not just your birthday. It's not all about you.
No, it's definitely not all about me. Yes.
So anyways, training camp is finally kind of over, right? They're going to kind of went through a walkthrough today in that sense. And then tomorrow they kind of travel down. Obviously they're traveling down to Arizona, play the game tomorrow.
Today.
Probably, I would imagine they were traveling today just so they can get their rest and everything.
They're there now, yes.
So yeah, they go travel down. Then as soon as they have the game over there in Arizona, hopefully everybody's staying healthy. They go back home and where they kind of follow it up, got that third one, and then that's when you start seeing the cuts and everything. My question to you before we kind of do anything about training camp, with the debates that we, you and I have had in the sense of who we think is going to stay on the roster. Sometimes, from week to week, it obviously changes. Obviously, Holden was one of our favorites. Kind of changes now with who we think is going to be making the roster as well too. But the people that aren't going to be, or maybe on the cutting block, are these guys that are possibly trade, scenarios in the next week or so?
Right. Well, they should be. But, you're not going to get much, but it's better to flip for a guy who, you got to, I think you got to be creative. I think, and we'll get into the rosters. It's kind of hard to, I always like to wait because I feel like it's just a waste of time. I like to wait until these games are close to being over because some of these decisions are going to be made
down to the wire.
Naturally. Well, organically, somebody's going to get banged up. Somebody's going to start the year on IR. One of these young guys, you know how that worked. Phil Moffitt did it last year. Was he IR'd? Yeah.
And he's hurt again, right? Did he get hurt again? I heard he got hurt.
Right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, to your point, yes, I think we need to look at trades. I think Kalen Carson should be a guy that you should try and I know people laugh when we say that, but Kalen Carson does have value. He just may need a change of scenery. I don't know. Maybe he makes the team as the last guy. He's a hell of a tackler. He seems like it's just a lack of confidence with Kalen Carson right now because he's always holding on when most of the time he doesn't need to be. He's in good position. But yeah, if you can move a guy like him, a Jonathan Mingo, I don't think he's going anywhere because of his special teams prowess. I don't, but Phil, I'm not cutting Jonathan Mingo and letting somebody. He's playing damn well. I think I'm cutting Anthony Smith. I think I'm cutting Anthony Smith unless we're keeping an extra. And I love Anthony Smith. But I don't know how you want to go about this. Jesse Montanez with the super chat. What's up, Jesse? Thank you, bro. Pour a beer on the ground for Bryan, Methuselah's dad. What's up, brother?
Appreciate that, Jesse. Thank you.
Hopper.
Put him in the hopper.
He's already got his jersey, but I'll put him in the hopper. So, yeah, I know you're doing something. So, yeah, guys, my point is that we need to be creative. Who on the roster is a bubble guy? And stop just assuming. We need help at right tackle, people. We need a veteran right tackle. I know they don't grow on trees. I will be scouring the market of a guy who may get released, maybe a veteran who's not going to make a team, and trade for him before he gets out in the open market, because you then have to clear a waivers, and waivers are different. Waivers are a lot different. So waivers, they start from last year's finish and it goes from the bottom up. And as much as we would like, settle down with the 55, bleed blue. Settle down a little bit.
Sorry, in order to display those, I have my display over here in order to get the chat to go. So if I see a comment, I try to if I'm over here, that means I'm trying to set something up here. Yeah, when I was looking, I'm interested to see. I think you kind of hit something right. I mean, in the sense of the next 2 games, I'm interested in where the backup quarterback position happens, because obviously, you see miss error throws, but then you see a lot of improvements. You saw Sam Howell, I like how he commanded. I mean, again, you need to be able to give these guys some time as well too. But I think once they settled down into it, it looked pretty nice. Even Milton, I think, looked really, really good. But of course, preseason backups, obviously we always put these in terms when we go to talk about these guys. But again, improvements compared to the previous time where we've seen these guys where these just 5-yard routes and he's just launching it at 100 miles an hour. You're like, okay, man, calm it down, dude. Like, there's all a little bit of touch on the ball. So, you're hearing the rumors that he was working on his in the off season of his touch, and yeah, you can definitely see some improvement there. So I'm interested to see as well that improvement. Another thing I think will help that as well is the wide receiver room where what is going on with this thing over here?
Frank Ryan, thank you, brother. Thank you, Tony Boo. Thanks, brother.
Sorry. Like when I reset, it does that, and then it puts that chat thing there. But anyways, thank you very much, Tony Boo. Appreciate the $5 super chat. You
go in the cup, brother.
I never dreamed that I would climb.
Pay that man his money.
Thank you for your patronage.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Those are those chats there. Those are kind of definitely will help me push to go into Dallas as well. Get these tickets. I'm excited as well to see this team. Again, I like the direction they go, and I know, Brian, you liked as well. We don't really need anybody else to kind of believe in there. We've had our chat where we've had disagreements of where we believe this team was, playoff team, blah, 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 in the past years. We said it straight, and I know a lot of people come here and they see that and they like that. But again, I see the improvement of this team. You see the improvement of this team. I feel like we can be a competitor to make the playoffs.
I do.
Is what we're looking at right now. Nothing beyond that. Just trying to get to that spot, because again, there are a lot of NFC teams that look pretty good, and I want to see them also in the first couple of weeks of the season to see how they are. I want to see how Detroit is, because again, Detroit has a lot of things to answer. That down year, very, very bad for Dan Campbell. At what point does that frustration get of constantly going for fourth down? When is that finally pushed to the side and like, look, man, we need to get a guy in here that's going to take this a little bit more serious. Hold on. Let's see. I got this. Okay. Loyal with the $5 super chat says, I got 5 on it. Man, I wish I had that song. I got 5 on it. Yeah.
Put a ring on it. Oh, sorry. So thanks, James. Thanks, Laurel. Thanks, brother. So listen, everybody, we are excited about the team. And I wanted to pick Phil's brain regarding tomorrow night's game. Tomorrow night's game, I need to see the first team at least for one series, maybe 2. I need to see a drive. What's your thought on that?
I mean, I want to see it too, but yeah.
Not because I want to see it. I think they need it. Thank you, Glimmer Man. Thanks, brother.
I don't know. I don't know how much they need it. I don't really know.
And you would know.
I see the practices. I see how that's going. I don't think they do.
And that's listen. Phil may be right, because you remember I think they opened up in Tampa. Remember that game? I think you were at that game.
I was at that game, yep.
And they were unbelievably, I think they lost the game, right?
Yeah, they did.
But
they lost at the very end.
But it was their offense was up and down the field, correct?
Yeah, it was there. They were driving. I was so surprised, because I was expecting them to fold. But no, they just kept going. They kept attacking. They kept coming back, and that ending.
But I mean, Dak hadn't played, and he lit it up. So again,
I've been seeing how these guys practice. I've been seeing how the defense going against them in practice. Yeah. It's been pretty intense in that sense. So to me, I feel like that's gotten them ready. Now all you need is somebody just to end it by tackling you to the ground. Everything else, but you've been getting hit. You've been getting smacked around. So to me, I kind of feel like there is. That difference of intensity is different, and so that's what's getting them ready. I don't, and that is it enough to avoid injuries once the season happens? I don't know, but I do feel confident this year, at least, that this team is ready to go because we got a defense that's actually matching them where they've actually, you don't see CeeDee Lamb just scoring all the time. You see CeeDee Lamb kind of sitting there like, oh, okay, there's a defense there.
Yeah, well, you brought up the defense, and this is kind of shocking to me because I'm kind of like holding my breath, everybody, and I'm only saying that because today again at practice, this has been a theme throughout camp against whoever we play. Dallas has not given up anything against the run. Today's final practice in Oxnard, before heading out right after practice to Arizona, they stuffed the run. And this is Thursday's final training camp practice in Oxnard was a good one for the Dallas run defense, which continued to make things difficult at the line of scrimmage. Again, we're still without obviously Jonathan Bullard. That's about it on the D line right now. They're saying he's coming back. But and I'm almost done here. Donovan Ezeraku had a tackle for loss. DJ Withers having a run stuff on Israel Abanikanda were two of the big plays that stood out. But the defense as a whole was able to plug up the middle well as they've done for the majority of the camp, albeit difficult to figure out truly how good a run defense is until live tackling. Again, that's why I'm scared. But throughout the whole training camp, we haven't always seen this. This isn't common area. This isn't common ground. This isn't normalcy for Dallas to be this good against the run throughout the whole training camp. Mm-hmm. And of course, the trolls will come in and say, "Oh, that's because your offense stinks, right? Or your line or your running backs." There's got to be. I mean, you have to give credit to Christian Parker. Now, to blogging the boys' point, I think it's Ochoa. Was it RJ Ochoa? I think that's it's like one of the writers. I think the run defense has stepped up. So to me, that's huge. That's big time. So I'm looking to see that tomorrow. What's scary is with these type games is this is the game that when you break camp, I was listening to 105.3 when I was doing my errands today, and this is the type of game where they don't show up and they look like crap.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow night, if there's going to be a crap game, it'll be tomorrow night. So,
yeah, but I don't. Again, I just want to.
I don't care about winning, but what I mean.
I want to see people move around in space. I think that was the biggest thing. The fact that, I looked at that Seattle game. Yeah, that was awesome and everything like that. But I shake it away because it easily could go in different ways because the quarterback throws weren't exactly perfect. I mean, Camden Brown kind of made some spectacular catches there. And with that catch in his camp, Mr. Aldana says, we're going to see Camden Brown on the field with CD and GP3 at the same time. And the thing about it is with that, to me, when you look at the camp, you look at, obviously there was on their radar. You hear about this. I didn't see too many films. I did see number 6 making some touchdown catches and stuff, some tippy toes on the end zone and stuff. So with that, to me, when you look at a guy like that, does that mean he should sit? I think to me, I don't think you should see anymore. I think you don't have to see anymore. I think you should be able to put him. I mean, you got right. You got CD, you got George Pickens, you got Flournoy, and then you got the Brown. And I think after that, that's the battle. And I think let people battle.
Yeah, I mean, and I hear you. I do hear you. I just kind of feel like you need a series to.
Yeah, I get you.
Run onto the field, take the signal, call a play. I understand what you're saying, Phil, and I don't have a problem either way. I'm just saying, knowing how many penalties that that this team has and still has continued. What's up?
Yeah, but when I say again, when they're like, oh, well, these penalties happening and stuff, these are a bunch of secondary guys that are barely making the team. I want to, and I'm not going to take that away and say that the penalties won't happen when the starters are in there. I just, I kind of always have to, as much as that depth is there, there's certain situation where the depth is not to say that it's as good as the starters, but it's at least going to be able to plug in a hole if somebody goes out for a series or two or maybe a game. But when you look at that offense, I think the offense is where is the difference there. It's like when you get to that next level, other than wide receiver, it's a big drop. I mean, like, okay, quarterback, big drop. Still able to play the game. O-line, a big drop, still able to play the game. Tight end, big drop, still able to play the game. Running back, big drop, still able to play the game. So it's a very constant theme throughout those offensive players, and to me, they need the most snaps out of anybody. Is all that depth that we need to figure out what the hell is going on with, because as they're talking about this roster, when you look at this roster as offense, defense, to me, give me a position on each side that is our weakest to you.
On each side, that's our weakest right now. If I had to give a position on each side, let's start on the offense. Offense, I would say right tackle.
Right tackle.
That's my weak spot right now.
I agree.
Terrence Steele's not having a good preseason. He didn't have a good year last year, but I think we can deal with it. I don't think we're going to bench him unless we had somebody better, which we don't.
No,
we're not swapping.
But if you made a move offensively, that would be the move you'd want to try to make.
Yeah. That's probably what I would do.
Yeah.
Right tackle. Outside of that, I would say probably tight end. Just because now we hear that Jake Ferguson has had a phenomenal camp, right? Brevin Spanford is just an unbelievable blocker. He gets better every day, but he's not an explosive type guy. So he's not going to – Dallas doesn't use their tight ends that way anyway. But I expect Jake Ferguson to get a lot of catches. But after that, now some would say, well, that's already good. You got to. You need somebody else. And I think the main battle is between Luke Schoonmaker, who I still don't believe they're cutting, or Michael Trigg. Are they keeping 4?
They could keep 4. They could keep 4.
If they keep 4 and Hunter Lepke, which he's on the team, then you can't tell me they're keeping 3 quarterbacks. There's no way you can do. You can't keep heavy in every position.
No, and you'd be okay with that. I mean, you would be okay with dropping one of them on that position. I mean, you're going to have to sacrifice somewhere, right?
You're going to have to.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, like, and if it all of a sudden,
your opinion on offense.
Right. No, I agree. The right tackle, I think, to me is just always been that kind of Achilles heel. I agree with you in the sense of we're running the ball, not as much of a problem, but when he has to go and like start to defend against really agile guys, he has a problem with that. He can get body on body with some of these strong guys and really kind of sometimes hold his own. Excuse me.
I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah, like burping up and everything.
I don't normally drink soda, so when I do, I'm like.
But when I look at the defensive side of the ball, man, I don't know, like I would say outside linebacker area. I'm really liking the direction, so I still need to see everybody play. I just know that one of these guys, in the sense of Leofau or Sam Williams or and I even like Lands and Wheat, but those guys are definitely gonna be cut. But I'm just interested to see if there's any kind of moves being made, just to kind of any of those strengths that you do have. I don't know what people are interested in at what team, but hey, if you can get some kind of value in somewhere else, I think that'd be a big plus. Right now, we got a couple of preseason. That's the nice thing about the preseason. At least you have some Friday games as well.
Yeah. But that was the offense. I think our offense is pretty much set. Just a matter of how many wide receivers are we keeping. Obviously, you got the top 3 with Lamb, Pickens, and Flournoy. Yeah. And then you got to put Turpin in there as our 4, right?
Yeah. I think he is very, very close to that. Like, I mean, I still see him make plays offensively. And, I mean, if he can somehow get that boneheaded crap out of the special teams.
Well, that's why I said we're keeping 6, because he's included in the receivers.
Yeah, and he does well with receivers. I can't.
4, so now that leaves 2 spots.
Yeah.
Camden Brown.
Camden
We all
Brown's
know
one.
he's on
Yeah.
the team.
Yep.
But now you got Mingo, who's killing it this camp, and Anthony Smith. I think they cut Anthony Smith and try and get him on the practice squad.
I think that's the truth. Yep.
But good luck with that. Anthony Smith, if he shows anything, this is the dilemma, everybody. You almost want a fast stinker of a game. And everybody
but I think that X factor is Camden Brown. I mean, what are you giving up to dangle that guy? It's not like where you're giving it up because you're trying to keep that guy on the roster, because you sure as hell not going to dangle him out there, and he's going to be picked up quick.
Camden Brown has had a better camp than CeeDee Lamb and Ryan Flournoy. Obviously, Pickens has outshined everybody off the field. He's been a model citizen. He's been unbelievable on the field. Just I mean, listen, I would not have expected this type of attitude from George Pickens. You heard it from all the trolls. He's gonna be a problem. He's this, he's that. Dude has been a model. He's trying to get paid, but he did get paid. Almost. I don't know how that works. I know we got a check, but I know the main checks start once the season starts. He gets 27.
He's doing all the right things. He's doing all the right things.
Yeah, prorated over 17 weeks. So
Arturo,
anyway,
I'm with you, man. Arturo, I am very much with you.
What's he saying? Get to the chat.
He said, Sorensen, I don't trust that coach for special teams. I don't think it's the right.
He's the one guy that we're all holding our breath.
Yeah, yes, I very much agree with you on that one. I still feel like he dabbled a little bit in Turpin's head about the spare catch thing. So I feel somehow he got into Holden's head about trying to pick up that punt to try to make a play. I really honestly have this. And maybe I'm totally wrong. Obviously, I'm totally wrong. This is just me in my opinion, but I feel like he was in the ear somehow with those guys, and that's what and then he's just kind of quiet back there. I don't know what's wrong with him, man. So yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one, man. So,
what's up, Nad? How you doing? Nad says Sorensen is trash. Yes.
Yes, so I'm ready to watch some preseason football. There's not much I wanted to talk about because I know, again, I don't know if we talked about it on this channel, but the Von Miller signing, I think we did, right?
Von Miller, yeah, we'll get to it.
Well, I think we talked about it last time. Not really positive.
Yeah, no, let's get to the defense. Let's stick with your thoughts though. You asked me about offense, right? Weaknesses and defense. So let's get to the defensive side of the ball. My defensive weakness is not what people think. My defensive weakness is not what people think. I think our weakness, I don't know. That's a tough one. What's our weakness now, Phil? Still edge rusher, possibly?
I would say probably the outside linebacker, edge rusher kind of thing more. Those guys on the outside.
Yeah, maybe the linebackers again.
Because I'm interested to see what Easy does, and I kind of like the attitude change where he's getting all all this crap, like whatever. As long as you back it up, but because I haven't, I've yet to see that yet, and I still haven't, and until I see it in the game where it's it's being consistent, it's kind of more all show, a little bit more of bark than it is bite. And so I feel like Malachi Lawrence has been showing up more than Easy has. I have heard about
Lawrence
plays.
Has had a phenomenal. He's really coming on.
Yeah, and I've heard that obviously Easy has his certain plays, but you see here more of the negative parts that are coming out of camp. But yeah, to me, I see Lawrence and some of the moves that he has to do. During this bootleg, he really got sucked in. He didn't hold the edge down. So there was moments where there's definitely learning situations, but trying to play hero ball kind of took him out. But if you can kind of start to clean that up, I mean, it shows very nice promise early, and then compared to Easy, where I'm like, in the camps, like you have seen some flashes, but again, I'm not seeing the whole camp, so I can't say that with honesty. I don't know if he maybe is like turning it on, but I do like that Gary's involved a lot of the times as well too. So even when other guys make plays, he's there hyping them up. That defense is definitely rallying around each other.
Yeah, defensive line is formidable. Again, I see what you're saying, but they love their linebacker core. I know it's unproven, So I'll give it that. But if Christian
I see the
Parker likes
promise in
it,
it. Yeah, I
I
see the
mean,
promise in it.
again, uh, everybody's looking at our corners, and listen, we can
I mean,
talk about it.
when you
Yeah,
talk
the
about that
corners
linebacker,
are
well,
deep. Man. We
but
got
when you
deep corners. You just have to prove it.
yeah, that's true. I mean, and then obviously the front is going to help with that corner. So if there is any kind of
Right.
like,
Exactly.
if there is any kind of thing, you're not going to have to cover hopefully forever because you're hoping that that front is going to be able to get
Well,
to the quarterback.
well, and I've said this a few times, that people maybe don't listen or they just don't want to listen. We went into the Philly game week 1 last year, okay, without Quinnen Williams. Our starting defensive line was Osa Odigizua, which is he was a good player. I'm not saying he's not. Um, Solomon Thomas and I think Jay Tuia was getting run. That was our starting interior. Our outside was Donovan Ezeraku, Sam Williams, and James Houston, and those guys. That's who was starting in Philly. Everybody. Um, we had a Limpy Diggs. Pause. Diggs. And Deron Bland, as we know, was playing with the effed up foot because the screw had shifted, but he dealt with it all season. Well, now we're going into game 1 this year. Knock on wood, we can get to there with Quinnen Williams. I mean, no, we did have Kenny Clark, right? But we did have Kenny Clark for that first game. We did have Kenny Clark for that first game, because we had just traded Micah. But we got Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, Otito Agbania, Jonathan Bullard, hopefully. But we got Rashawn Gary, Ezeraku in year 2, Malachi Lawrence, who's probably going to pass Ezeraku the way it looks. I posted something on Facebook today that I saw from Landon Holyfield. So it was a play from last game where Malachi Lawrence smashes. He takes on a double team coming off the edge and doesn't go back an inch, Phil. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. He held his ground and shed. Now he didn't. There was nothing. He was there and allowed Leofau to come behind and make the tackle. Dude, I love Malachi Lawrence. He got a lot of flack. I know one Eagle Wade. I call him Eagle Wade because he was like, "Why did we go for the linebacker from Texas Tech?" We liked him too, but Malachi Lawrence. Just remember that name, everybody. Just remember. I think he's going to be a keeper.
Yeah, and when I
we should have got him, little Dallas Cowboys. We talked about it.
When I talk about them being the weak part, I still really like the improvement that we've had there. I mean, again, Ezeraku in his second year, I'm really interested to see if he can make that transition. Yeah. Gary being added into it, him being hungry, being on that, he's hearing obviously that all that chatter. I'm a big fan of James Houston. I really thinking that he's going to make this roster. Malachi Lawrence, I'm actually now, after seeing him in action a little bit, I'm in. I'm okay. He looks a little bit better than what I was thinking that he was going to be at. Even Leofau, I mean, he's around the ball. I mean, he's not obviously there because he's still trying to figure it out, but I do like that he is around the ball. I mean, and then you're talking about how he's cleaning it up. That's the biggest thing. If your people are going to take on blocks, you need to be able to clean that up. And that's, I have seen those things. So, and then you add on Von Miller in there.
Yeah, Von Miller.
Yeah, so when you talk about the group, I really, really like it. But then again, I'd like a lot of the other groups more. That's all it is. That's really it is. Because when you look at the defensive tackle, that's to me is definitely the strength of it. I love our middle linebackers as well. Obviously, it's a big step up from last year. Is it all MVP? Is it all MVP, all Pro Bowl? I don't know, but I at least don't think that it's the bottom of the barrel that we kind of had a little bit last year, where we're really hoping that those secondary players were going to come in and hopefully be starters for us. Let's be real. That's kind of what it was. So when you look at the inside linebacker position, excuse me. I mean, obviously when you think of Overshown, coming back from an unhealthy season, but having enough time to become healthy, really kind of being an attack type of linebacker. I've seen him where he sees that the fullback is going to come in and take his block. He'll blow up the fullback. He'll blow up whatever is happening in that area. So you're really hoping that he can kind of, last throughout the season if that's the kind of approach that he's going to be having. And so that's kind of where you worry a little bit. But if he, I don't want him to not be the player that he is as well, too. So Overshown coming back, I'm very, very interested. Barnum, obviously, we could go on and on about that one because I'm really interested to see him live game action.
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting to. Tomorrow night, we're going to see if you're a friend of the family. Devin Moore is back. He needs to play the whole game. If you're asking me a question about who's going to be our fourth and fifth corner, that's a battle. And Devin Moore is on the team. We all know that. They don't get rid of their draft picks. He deserves to be on their team. 6'3", and 200 pounds. Moves very well for that size. I'm very interested to see him and Jayshon Barham on the defense tomorrow night, along with Malachi Lawrence. I'm looking forward to watching those three guys specifically. Is there anybody that you're looking at?
Sorry, I put some of the birthday wishes up there. Well, I mean, obviously, you jumped to corner. I was asking you about middle linebacker. I was moving out. Outside linebacker, moved to middle linebacker. You went to corner. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about that. But what I was trying to go in was so middle linebacker. Oh, here we go. Why is this not loading? Hold on.
Middle linebacker. We're gonna go middle linebacker. Well, who? It's going to be Jayshon Barham week 1 there. That's who it's going to be.
Tony Boo is with the $5 super chat says this ticket is for Dirty Sanchez. Always bringing it. You always got to watch. You always got to read what he says before you put it out there on display. I got to give him credit for that. But yeah, Barham. Played that transition in the sense of played the middle linebacker, played the edge rusher. So if you kind of need somebody to kind of rotate in there, you have a guy, especially if you start liking D. Winters. I really liked how he played in San Francisco when he was filling in for Greenlaw and Fred Warner. Not to say that the same production came out, but they did very well in their defense as well too. So I'm interested to see if he can bring that type of level of play to us. It doesn't necessarily always transition, but with those guys being the main three in there, how are you feeling about the backups as well in that spot, making that team like a Justin Barron, James, Shamar James?
How many are we keeping? Yeah, that's it. You named it. I think your starters are going to be Jayshon Barham, D. Winters, and DeMarvion Overshown. And then I think you have Shamar James and Justin Barron. How many are we keeping?
To me, it would be if you're having the two linebacker in the middle kind of situation going
Probably
on because 3-4, I would say 5 maybe.
5. See, there's a
because you have
Sam Williams is getting cut. Everybody, I think unless
so
there's
too.
an injury, I think Sam Williams is gone.
Yeah,
and I'm fine with it.
Yeah, he gets guaranteed a contract, so he still gets his money.
There's a name that I want on this team, and I have a feeling he's going to get cut, and I'm not going to be happy with it. And that's Maris Leofau. They have him playing on the edge, which I hate.
But you have heard about snaps on the inside. I've heard recently that he's been taking snaps at inside linebacker.
He's one of our best special teamers. The dude is literally going to go to another team and make a Pro Bowl. I'm just telling you, get ready. So I want him on our football team. So we need to get rid of some of the also-rans on the team and go heavy at that position if that's the case. Maris Leofau deserves to be on the football team for various reasons. He's always around the football. So that's just how I feel. There's other guys that I could cut, I'll go light at running back. I'll go light. I'll cut Luke Schoonmaker. I don't care. I don't think they're going to do it. West Virginia, comfortably. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
In Jersey.
So he's going to be coming to Dallas as well, too, right? You're going to see you again?
Yeah, who's coming, brother? Who's coming?
The
you
fam?
And, your grandson?
The football player?
Like a little middle linebacker coming, brother.
So I appreciate. Thank you very much for the super chat. Yeah, you know what? Let's hit another thing. We've had a couple of them here.
Insert cash or select payment type.
Sonic Boom!
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Baseball and very, very Jimmy.
So
Thank you.
as we
Thank
move
you.
out of the linebacker position, because yeah, I think the next couple of games are going to say a lot. But I'm with you. Leo Fowl needs to stay on this team. I really like him as depth, you know, because the fact that you kind of have been playing him outside linebacker, a great thing. But to me, I
Overshown.
feel he's more of that inside linebacker, kind of further back, plays that Palomalu type of situation.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see. I definitely don't want to see him go somewhere else, man. That would definitely suck. But to
Big
jump
commander
on
goes game
yours,
time. Who you keeping? Marist or Overshown? Well, there you got to keep Overshown.
got
He's
you
the
Overshown
green
easily.
dot.
But that's not
Yeah.
going to be the balance. That's not what you're weighing.
Yeah.
That it's Maris
Yeah.
Leofau or Sam Williams. I think by that point, you know.
Yeah.
So so as we go, I want to go to the position you were talking about because that's the big one, and I think that deserves a big old conversation itself. You know, when you talk about corner, you obviously know the three that you're kind of you're for sure. You got Bland, you got Kobe Durant, and then you have Siobhan Ravel happening. You know, you're talking about Devin Moore making this roster because obviously draft picks shown
When
pretty
do we
well in
keep him?
camp. He has to stay healthy. It's as well. Carson with the possibility of his walking papers. You're kind of on that fence right now. You know, he's gonna give up big plays. He's going to also defend a couple of things as well too. So you got that 50-50 guy right there. I think the other guys become a big conversation because you know,
Josh Butler.
you got Butler, which I've been a big fan of. I don't think Bridges makes this team. I just have not
No.
seen him good in coverage at all this year.
No, Triquez Bridges is gone.
Yeah.
But
then when you
Josh
got Reddy
Butler-
Stewart, Reddy Stewart's been
well,
playing
Reddy
pretty.
Stewart's going to be a safety.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Reddy Stewart's a
but
safety.
is that a good thing
slash
for him?
nickel.
Okay. I mean, is that kind of it? Because when you really look at when you kind of line up everybody and you got your Quentin Williams, you got your linebackers here, you got your corners, and then you have your three corners right there. You got your two outside ones, whether it's Ravel, Blank, Durant. I don't know what combination you have with those guys, but when you put your nickel in there like a Caleb Downs, the fact that he can kind of be switched out as he's standing there as that kind of like outside linebacker situation.
Kobe Durant. Yeah.
So
yeah.
So who would make this team? You got your three that we were talking about. You talking about Reddy Stewart being a safety, but I mean, does that mean you keep 6 safeties?
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far. It's so hard because there's so many names. I have to write it down, and how they list the roster is ridiculous. I think Julius Wood has made it. So let me just run down the safeties.
I forgot about Julius Woods. See,
you
every time I go to talk about position, you want to jump to the next position. Quit doing that, dude.
All right, it's a cornerback. All right, it's a corner. Sorry, I'm go F off. I'm trying. You got Reddy Stewart.
I'll let it pass
on
because
there.
it's your
He's
birthday.
technically a corner. How many are we keeping? I need to know.
That's what I wanted to know but I mean,
right.
if you're talking
Amir
about a Reddy
Speed, he's
Stewart
cut.
could be a safety / corner, I think that's a situation where like if Caleb Downs is a safety / corner, then I think that deserves a whole roster behind him too. I'm not against that. I like that idea that you're putting.
All right. Well, I'm gonna.
So I think maybe you have to put safety and corner in all one category, right?
Well, that's what they like. Though they want guys who can play multiple spots.
So I'm with you.
Right?
I like it. Yeah, just do it then.
So-
Safety.
I mean, I like Amir. Well, no, I'm rattling off. You want corners? you get it. Amir Speed. I love what he did. I like him. 6'3", 215, kind of like a slightly bigger version of Devin Moore. Amir Speed. I really like him. I don't think he can make this team right now, but I wouldn't have a problem with it. But how many we keep in here? Just rolling through. Savon Ravel is on the team, obviously. Devin Moore is on the team, obviously. Darian Kendrick, he's getting cut, I would imagine.
Yep.
I would imagine Darian Kendrick is getting cut. Just looking at it. Yeah, we got Kobe Durant making the team. Obviously, Caleb Downs, he's a DB. Zion Childress is probably getting cut, and Kalen Carson or Josh Butler. I mean, pick one. I guess I don't know who they would take. I like them both.
I think at the end,
Triquez Bridges is getting cut. Deron Bland is on the team. So it may be easier than what we thought. I just don't know how many, Does Malik Hooker make the team? We got
Yes,
Jalen Thompson.
I like Hooker's play, man, as much as
I do too.
yeah.
But how many we keep it? Then again, it's Christian Parker. So maybe they go 9 defensive linemen.
Well, okay,
maybe
so
they
right
go 9 offensive linemen instead of 10 or 11. You know what I'm saying?
well, right now, well, you just you had Bland, okay, you had Durant, you had Ravel, you had Moore,
3, 4.
and then let's put Reddy Stewart in there, even though he's a safety kind of thing, right? We'll put 5.
5.
And then you didn't have anybody else, right? I'm pretty sure speed was kind of like that boundary thing, but okay. So right there is 5. Let's go with safety because I think this is where you can add it, and because those guys will also fill in for some things. Because as you're talking about Reddy Stewart, you were good.
All right, so you got 5 corners right now, everybody. Then you got Jalen Thompson, Malik Hooker, Julius Wood, Caleb Downs. Okay, that's 4. So now you have to pick between
PJ Locke.
Oh,
not
he's
here.
on the team.
Elijah Clark is got Marquise
Elijah
Bell.
Clark's on the team. Marquise Bell's getting cut. Everybody.
I think Marquise Bell's cut as well too. But yeah,
He's not Christian Parker's guy. He's not Christian Parker's guy. So
okay, so when you look at it, for example, like when you didn't, let's say you don't count Reddy Stewart as that corner, right? You kind of count him as a corner / safety situation, okay? And that kind of what you have to Caleb Downs as well. So when you look at it, when you put those two in a separate category like that, I mean, you got 4 safeties, 4 corners, and you got 2 guys in between that plays both sides on that sense, you know.
Okay.
So I mean, right there, that's 8. That's like that's 10 defensive backs.
So you're telling me
sense.
that Josh Butler and Kalen Carson and Zion Childers are all getting cut?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's what would be my guess. I love Butler, but like when you look at the play of the other guys, I think they have been balling out more.
Butler back on the practice squad. You probably be able to get Amir Speed back on the practice squad. You probably will get most of those guys back on the practice squad. You got to stop worrying. We have to stop worrying about that, though. Mm-hmm. Who of those guys play special teams? Because our special teams coverage unit stinks right now. I'm not saying it will stink, but you can't get rid of our stud is no longer on a team in CJ Goodwin. So, everybody wants to cut Hunter, our tight end, Luke Schoonmaker. He's a special teamer.
Well, if somehow you can keep PJ Locke and Leofau on this team, I think you go from one guy leading your special teams to 2 guys leading your special teams.
Lockdowns.
Yeah, lockdowns. Yeah. But no, I could definitely see it that way. 10 defensive backs, and then when you put it that all into one category like that, I think that changes it. You don't have to separate safeties and corners as much. I do like how Malik Hooker has looked in the number 24. I think he looks definitely a lot different. It kind of shocks me because I'm like, wait a minute, who is that? I'm like, oh wait, that's Malik Hooker, man. Number 28 is Ravel. It's kind of like all backwards, man.
It's crazy though that we're cutting that many people. It's crazy.
Yeah,
you got to lighten up your things because everything's getting flagged.
What's this? What's happening?
Like your you got to everything's getting blocked and like for review. I lessened mine unless you're offended by it. Nothing's really nasty. Like a lot of Dirty Sanchez's stuff's getting flagged.
Oh, I don't see it for some reason. Not showing up on my side.
Yeah, like right now, Dirty Sanchez, I have to show it.
Okay, I mean, I could open it up.
No, I'm just saying it's on your settings you have to go back. Not now, but you have to go back and set it to not to do that. But anyway, yes, we're getting out of here soon, everybody. We can watch the game. We just wanted to do something. And I know next Friday I have to go out somewhere. So if we did something, it would have to be Saturday. I don't know when Dallas plays again. My guess is probably next Saturday, right?
I would imagine.
So we'll figure that out. But man, it's going to be a tough cut down, but that's a good thing. That means you got a good team, everybody.
Yeah.
right? That's what that means.
I need it to be a tough choice. I need it to be a big debate, and that's why I kind of want to go through each week because it does change each week. Last week I did not have Camden Brown on it. I was thinking Holden as well. Then all of a sudden a preseason game changes everything. You know, you got the camp, but you got a guy that brought it from camp into preseason. Now can he, if he makes the roster, obviously I think he is. Does he take it from preseason into the regular season? I mean, that's what you want to see, the full transition there. You know, we've had some guys that have kind of done this in the past and not shown up later on. But I think with the other talents you have around this roster, he's going to have his chance to shine. And yeah, I'm interested to see if Mingo is that other guy as well. Because to me, Mingo is that front runner of that last spot. So Bryan,
that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one, man. Anyway, yeah, that's a good
Is there
one.
anybody that you're keeping your eye out in this one other than those, you know, those big time ones? Like to me, I was thinking running back,
I
right?
told you, Devin Moore, Malachi Lawrence on defense. You're not going to see that many guys. I'm curious to see. There's a defensive line battle going on between number 95 this year. Remember, Kenny Clark changed his number. So
97, yeah.
Can't think of the guy's name. I'm sure I could find it, but I think Jay Tuiia is going to get cut, and I think a young first-year guy may make the team, or they'll both get cut. You know, it's pretty bad that Jonathan Bullard has not suited up yet, and he hasn't been there at all. I know he's a 10-year vet, but my God, so there is a big defensive tackle that's battling.
Well, this is the time for JT Overton to kind of now, if you're going to want to try to LT.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, LT. That's right, left tackle. LT Overton. Yeah, this is his time to kind of to shine, right? I mean, he's going to get his opportunities to kind of go in there. I didn't really see much from him in the last game, but I did see a couple of plays throughout the practice this past week where you did see him kind of step up a little bit. So I want to see if he can transition. That doesn't automatically mean he's get a roster spot if he somehow balls out.
Tommy Dunn, that's it. Tommy Dunn. Sorry, I found it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see some more roster moves. But anyways, Bryan, I want to get out of here so you can go in and have some fun as well too. Game time, Bryan. I appreciate you.
Kick back, brother. I'm gonna kick back is what I'm doing.
Okay, well, enjoy your birthday, man. I appreciate you spending time with us as well too, man. I'm happy that we got the travel time booked. Yeah, the little game. You're gonna kind of avoid the. So, anyways, Bryan, anything you want to say to the chat before? I thought the balloons. Is there anything you want to say to the chat before we get out of here?
No, thanks everybody. Thanks a lot. Make sure everybody shares this out, please, on your socials. I would appreciate that. And yes, man, we got to get through these next two games, Phil. The next game is next Friday, so that's good. I won't be available for a stream next Friday, but that's all right. There's a Dallas game to watch. Maybe we'll do something Saturday. Yeah, I could go for some ribs, Dallas.
Man,
little
Dallas.
Cowboys,
Now you got me.
definitely.
Little Dallas Cowboys got me now. Fiending.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be going
go
to tomorrow.
Rib tips, whatever. All kinds.
Oh, when we go down to Dallas, oh man, I'm gonna be eating so much.
Yeah. Well, we're going to Fort Worth. We're going to Stockyards. If Mark Holmes comes, he's gonna be a little annoyed because I told him don't get there till Friday because. I have to.
We got plans. We got plans. Yeah. So yeah, and I also booked my time for that Monday. It looks like we're gonna go out and do some stuff before we go and get our flight because.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Maybe take a ride down to the Star.
Okay.
Maybe do that on Monday.
Nice. I like it.
If they want, they have to book their. I'm not doing the stadium tour, but they can do it. They're going to do the stadium tour. They got to buy their tickets, but they should do the Star tour. I've done it twice. I'm good, but yeah, maybe get out in the Star, just walk around, let them do their tour, and go in the gift shop and spend money. You know how that goes.
Oh yeah.
But they have awesome restaurants down near the Star too. It's a very nice place. It's very good. It's very cool. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to hanging out with people. So can't wait. But dude. I was looking. This is already. I'm going to the Giants game, and that's like 3 weeks away. I'm like, holy crap! Me and my son are going to the Giants game, so I got a room there too, up in North Jersey, so I don't have to try and drive home. So
that's awesome.
It's gonna be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, here we go, man. Already a couple weeks away, and we got the season coming up. But again, something to look forward to in these preseason games, because we talk about these competitions. We talk about, the tough cuts that are going to happen. That's what's nice about, who messed up, who's out of position, who overran what. There's so many things. Who shines? There's going to be a lot of questions, and I expect some answers, but that doesn't mean we necessarily get them. So, Bryan, I appreciate it. Happy birthday, guys, everybody. I appreciate you coming through. And one thing I appreciate you not forgetting to do:
ring that bell.
Ring that bell. Take care, everybody. Happy birthday.
All right, hey. All right, good job, guys. Let's just not come in tomorrow. Let's just take a day.
Talking prime rib in bed. I'm using a blanket as a napkin. That's fancy. That's fancy.
Real fancy.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yup.
Do you want to go do karate in the garage?
Yup.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I think we handled that with dignity.
Free candy!